Alright peeps, we got the smoker loaded up. Of course, temperature's a little high. I had to get it up there where the wood would start smoking. But tonight's project, as you can see that smoke, it's already smoking. We got some homemade jalapeno and onion smoked sausage. Actually, it's bratwurst, but the seasonings aren't much different. I used a bratwurst seasoning, but I'm fixing to put these in the smoker, and I'm going to smoke them until they get to about 150 degrees, and they'll be done. It'll probably take me about 4 hours, and hold up, I'll let you know something. Alright, I got them loaded up. As you can see, I got them spaced out where they ain't touching each other. I was going to smoke them for a little while, and I'm going to try to keep my temperature about 200 degrees. I'm going to put a probe in the very two end ones and until I get the temperature. Alright, I'll show you the finished product. Alright, peeps, I'm back at you. Just let me give you a lowdown on what's going on in between the cooks here. So what I did basically, like I said, I go to Atwood's and I buy my sausage season already made up. Whole lot easier. I can do it as, you know, my own mixture, but for $4.99 it's a whole lot easier just buying it and just doing it yourself. Basically what I did, I chopped up some fresh onion, a whole fresh white onion, and 5 jalapenos. I put them in my food processor, minced them up really, really good. I ground my sausage meat, got it ready, put my seasoning in there, added the water like I'm supposed to, and all that. And then I put it in my little sausage stuffer. I've got an upgraded sausage stuffer since the last time you seen me make sausage, but that's how it is. It's still a hand crank, but it's not part of my grinder. And the thing is with my grinders, when I tried to stuff sausage with them, it always caked up really, really bad. So we just went to a different process, got another sausage stuffer. Okay, one of the ones that I had that was too long that I had to twist off, when I stuck the probe in it, ended up busting out on me. So we're probably going to lose part of that sausage, which is no big deal. But here's the skinny on this. I didn't put any curing salt in there. So you have to get your sausage up above 150 degrees, at least 145 to 150. Because if you don't, and you don't have curing salt in there, you're in that danger zone where bacteria and everything else can get in there because you don't have curing salt. Now, the sausage and stuff that you make that has curing salt, like when I do my bacon and stuff like that, I only get it up to, I get it above 120, between 120 and 140. And that's your safe zone when you're using curing salt. If you're not using curing salt, you want to get it up past 145, at least 150 is my safe zone. Don't go past 160. If you start going past 160, your casing will start wrinkling up and not looking very good. It's still eatable. If you do, you screw up, it's still going to work. But it's not all the way cooked through. So therefore, when you get ready to cook your smoked sausage, if you want to put in your gumbo or your jambalaya, or you just want to have smoked sausage or smoked sausage fried eggs or smoked sausage and scrambled eggs, however you eat it, or just smoked sausage sandwich, you're going to put it in the grill and you're going to grill it just like you would if you went down and bought you some Earl Campbell's or some Johnsonville's or Smithville's or anything like that. Because that's exactly what they do. They just do it in a bigger process, and you don't know what meat's in that sausage. I know what meat's in that sausage. It's about a 60-40 mixture. It's about 60% pork and about 40% beef. That's how I do 99% of my bratwurst. I think my bratwurst is pretty good. I took some to my brother's house on a barbecue that we had over there not too long ago. Everybody loved it that eats sausage. My sister-in-law and niece don't eat sausage, which I don't understand. But that's okay. That's more for us. But anyway, I'm going to let this get cooked off, and I'll get back with you when it gets cooked down and show you what the outcome is. Like I said, it's about 9 o'clock. It's probably going to be about 11 before they come off. So they're going to have to, I got it set just a little bit high. Normally I cook them somewhere between 6 to 7 hours, but I started out a little late. But anyway, I'll get back with you, and we'll show you what they look like when we're done. All right. See you in a little bit. Okay, guys, this is what we ended up with. I got them up to about 149 degrees. They'd been on there about 3.5 hours. And here's a key thing you got to do. I get Chrissy to hold the phone right here to video this. As you can see, like I said, that one busted. What you want to do, you don't want these to cook anymore. So you put them in an ice bath. Cool them off and you stop them from cooking. I'll probably take that one, cook it up, see what they taste like. So you let them sit in that ice bath for a little bit, let them cool off, and it stops the cooking process. So I'll be back with you here in just a moment. Alright, guys, I fried one up just to see what's going on. I got a little busy doing something, so I let it pop in the middle. I'm going to try this out. That's what it looks like inside. Looks pretty good. Oh yeah, this might be good tasting stuff here. Let's see. Wish y'all could smell it.
Welker's physical toughness was never in doubt. His mental toughness was about to be tested. A torn ACL in the final week of the season. All through the 2009 playoffs. In 2010, his mouth nearly cost him another postseason.
Yeah, it's a playoff atmosphere, and you can't just stick your toe in the water, you know, you gotta jump right in.
In the days leading up to New England's playoff game against the Jets, a story broke about Rex Ryan's alleged foot fetish. It was all the pranks.
Let's see what the snap effect is.
Players really step up this year, and
I called Dad and told him that he was gonna do it, and so
I was like, no, surely not. Everybody's been
Nice.
I remember that, but I don't
So,
I am not going down that road.
all right.
Really, just us going out there and being good little foot soldiers.
That's
I guess I just kind of got tired of like him.
smoked sausage for tonight. Smoked salt bratwurst.
Especially, you know, you got your
As you see, I've got one vacuum pack.
okay, alright, fine, I'm gonna do it. You definitely have to be on
Get that taken care of. Get the rest of these vacuum packed. And this is night 2. Making sausage. Sandy Creek Baker. Sandy Creek Outdoors. Peace out. Alright peeps, a little end of this video. That's pretty good stuff. I've never really cooked a bratwurst like that. I've done some summer sausage and some regular just salt, pepper, and garlic beef smoked sausage, but I haven't really done it like that. And it turned out really, really good. I'm enjoying it. What I had in that. Alright. First of all, that was 4.92 pounds of pork meat. Now, where did the pork meat come from? Well, it came from a variety of places. Most of it's pork butt. I buy a pork butt and I cut my own steaks off of it. Pork steaks. Y'all know that. I made a video on it. In fact, I got 2 videos on showing you how to cut your own pork steaks, saving money. Alright. And when I buy ribs, I don't buy just St. Louis style ribs or baby back ribs. I buy spare ribs. And that top portion of that curves around, I cut that off. Okay. And then I square up my two ends, you know, where you got the thin end. I come in about 2 ribs there, cut that off. And then the other thick end, I come in 1 rib, maybe 2 to square that off, and then the trimmings off of it. And I throw that all away into a Ziploc bag, or if I have plenty of it, I'll freeze it after I vacuum pack it. But then off my pork butts, around the bone, all that meat that I can get off, and then I'll save the pork bone, of course, to make a pot of beans or some stew out of. And sometimes I just buy a pork butt. Just if I find one cheap enough or one that's been marked down, I'll just buy it, and I'll come home and just cube it up. And sometimes I just grind and make just grind pork. And that's what this was. I had almost 5 pounds of pork that I had just ground and had frozen. I said I was making sausages one day, and I had a whole bunch of pork, and I was grinding it up, and I didn't have enough seasoning to you know, do all the sausage I ground. And I knew that, but I said I'll use this. So I probably, I mean, that was 5 pounds, so that's probably just under 1 pork butt. Most of your decent sized pork butts with the bone are somewhere between 8 to 12. There's even some out there about 14 pounds. You get them at a rodeo for about, they're big ones, they're 14 pounds, but this is just a regular Walmart pork butt, you know. So, just one sec. I didn't get this before I got started. Sorry about that, guys. But this is what I use for seasoning. I mean, like I said, I can make my own seasoning. So that pork butt is probably about $11, I believe. It's about $11. Okay, then my casings, which are $9.99 for I don't know how many feet, but I can get a lot of stuffed sausage out of a package of casings, and lot, at least around 50 feet of sausage. That's a lot of sausage. So, and a lot of times when I just do my sausage, like last night, I just did patties and links. I didn't stuff it in anything, and normally I don't stuff it. When I make just regular breakfast sausage, I just make it to where it's available for us to open up, package, and eat. Don't have to worry about it. But this is what I use. Backwoods sauce seasoning. It's just regular breakfast sausage. Now, it does say low sodium, and there's a reason for that. Backwoods doesn't use kosher salt. To me, when you're processing meat, there's nothing better than kosher salt. Iodized table salt doesn't do the trick. Now, if you want to put some salt on your macaroni and cheese or your green beans or whatever after it's cooked, yeah, some regular table salt's going to work. But I use kosher salt when I'm prepping my meat. You know, and this is what I use tonight. Just a regular package of bratwurst. And this doesn't have curing salt in it. So that was the reason why I had to take it up above 150 degrees or 145. I like to get 150, but I cheated a little bit tonight. But they also got other things, and this is something we do too here, is, but this is usually either 50-50 or something like that. It's pretty close to 50-50, 50% pork, 50% beef. If I have beef at the time, is hot Italian sausage. Now, we all know I'm not sponsored by these guys. I mean, I'm not nowhere near that big to be sponsored by anybody. But this shit here is a game changer. And where it's a game changer at is when you're making spaghetti or you're making meatballs. What I do I'll just make regular hot Italian sausage, and I'll put it up as a just a regular packaged meat. And when Chrissy gets ready to make spaghetti, instead of using just ground beef, we use hot Italian sausage in there. And that's a game changer. If you don't know you like it, you can go to your local Walmart or H-E-B, United, Homeland, just whatever grocery store you have next to you. And you can get some of that Johnsonville hot Italian sausage. And you can just try that one time, see how you like it. But I promise you're going to love it. That's what I did. And I said, you know what? I can make this at home a whole lot cheaper than what I'm buying it for. And also I use a hot breakfast sausage. Now, I typically don't just eat this, but when I make hot breakfast sausage, where I use hot breakfast sausage at is when I make my chili. So, those are the seasonings I have, and they also have great jerky seasoning. We just got a air fryer for my mother-in-law, and we've been playing with that. It says you can make beef jerky in that. I'm going to give that a shot here pretty soon, instead of cooking it out there on the smoker. Of course, I haven't done jerky on this smoker. This is a new smoker that I had to get because, of course, y'all know I had a storm out here in April that took my shed out, took my fence out, took my pool out, damaged the house, damaged my smoker, damaged my overland trailer, damaged the tent net, and everything else. So that's one reason why I have a new smoker. That's one reason why I have a new pool. And that's one reason why I have a new tent on there. Because that storm just basically destroyed my backyard. The only thing I hadn't done was I got the fence secured. It took out part of the fence, but I got it secured. But I'm going to end up putting a gate back there so I don't have to drive all the way around the property just to go to North 40. So anyway, that's what I use to make my own meat. And the thing about this is I know where every bit of that meat that come from that's in my sausage. It's not made by Johnsonville. It's not made by Smithville. It's not made by Tyson. It's not made by whoever. But, you know, I know Earl Campbell sausage. I know it's made right there in Houston, Texas. And they say they only use prime cuts of pork and beef. And it's pretty good. And that's the reason why their hot links and their smoked sausage are some of the best out there in the market. Some of the most expensive. But I can make just as good as Earl Campbell sausage, because I use prime cuts. So anyway, that's how I do that. I didn't need to show you a video on how I cut my meat up. I didn't need to make a video show you how I grind my meat. And I didn't need to make a video show you how I stuff my meat. I've already got videos doing that. So you can go back and look at that. But I'm just trying to share you something that maybe you and your spouse can enjoy together, like Christy and I do. We love doing this, and save you some money in the long run, and eat a little more healthier. It doesn't have a bunch of MSG or a bunch of other stuff in there. So this is just a little enlightenment to you, and I hope you follow along with me, man, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know I never was going to say this, but I'm really trying to make this channel grow and reach other people out there. So if you feel inclined, hit like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. I'm not monetized. I'm not making any money off of this. I'm doing this just for my fun. I enjoy this, and I enjoy sharing this stuff. Like I told you before, I've been processing my own meat one way or another since I was a teenager. And then in my it's probably my early 40s, not quite my mid 40s, I discovered the gutless system on cleaning a deer and a hog. So I don't even gut deer anymore or hog. I do everything right there, and when I get done, it's a carcass with some guts and some fur on it. And I've done pulled off my back straps. I've done pulled off my both front quarters, and I've done pulled off both hind quarters, and I've done pulled off the ribs because I'm gonna strip that meat out of that ribs and get as much out of them as I can. Same with that and that. So I haven't bought a steak, and Christy hasn't bought a steak in 7 years out of a grocery store. The only time we buy something at a grocery store, like a steak or a beef steak or anything, if it's just marked down and it's maybe something I want, you know. Maybe they got some prime Angus ribeyes there that was $26, and now it's marked down to $12, and we got a little bit of money to spurge. I might do that. Or like they have those beef boneless short ribs. I picked up like 4 packages of those a couple weeks ago. They're back there in the deep freeze, and I'm fixing to use them to make some more sausage. But they're regular $14, and I got 4 of them. It's $14 and over, and I got 4 of them for $9 and less. And that's good meat. It's just beyond the date they can sell it. You just bring it home, you freeze it. When you get ready to use it, you put it in your refrigerator, you let it thaw out in the refrigerator, you process your meat to the sausage you want to, and then you refreeze it. Nothing, you're good to go. Golden. And that's the only time I ever buy beef at a store, is something's on sale. Most time I'm buying chuck rolls, I'm buying top rounds, I'm buying shoulder clots, I'm buying eye of round to make my roast beef or my chicken fried steaks, or I'm buying a bottom round so I can get some ranch steaks and some London rolls and some good roast, you know, and things like that. Y'all seeing Cleo's ears right there? That's Cleo. She's trying to make a cameo. Cleo. How you doing there, baby girl? She's a character now. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And I know it's a little bit longer than I've ever made, but I'm trying to go into really details on more than just how I cut my meat and store it. I'm trying to show you how I've learned watching my uncles do stuff, and watching YouTube, and watching other people cook their stuff and process their stuff, and the proper way to make your own meat and save you some money and get a lot of enjoyment out of it. That's the main thing. You probably not on smoked sausage and bratwurst. You're probably not. You might be saving a couple dollars a package, you know, because it's just. I mean, but the thing is, you know how to do it now. And if times come hard where there's really not much in a grocery store or whatever, you still know how to go out there and get your wild game and make your own food. And that's the main thing right there. What if all of a sudden you can't buy meat at the store, and you go out there and you take a deer, you take a hog, you take an elk, or you got a cow and you going to need to process it? How are you going to do it without knowledge? Because you got to know how to do something. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. This is Sandy Creek Outdoors. Peace out.